I wanted to do a video for everyone to kind of explain rubrics within Blackboard and rubrics in general and how they can really make your life a lot simpler. A rubric is simply a scoring tool that identifies the various criteria relevant to an assignment or learning outcome. They explicitly state the possible levels of achievement for the student, whether that's poor to excellent or novice to expert. That's up to you. Rubrics can be used to assess pretty much any type of work that there is, whether that be an essay or a final project, oral presentations, performances, whatever. They can be used right at the time that the student is doing the activity, or they can be given ahead of time so the student knows how they will be graded. So that's kind of what we're going to go over today on how we can make use of rubrics in Blackboard. Many of you may use rubrics already. They may be in a Word document. And when you go into Blackboard, underneath the control panel, you'll see Course Tools. You'll want to expand that out. Click on Rubrics. And you're going to be taken to this blank page. This is where you would actually start to create a rubric. Now, the import rubric that you see there can be a bit confusing. Many people often think, well, I have a rubric that I use all the time and it is in Microsoft Word, so I'm just going to import the rubric, go find it on my computer and bring it in. Unfortunately, Blackboard does not allow that to happen. It does need to be a Blackboard file created in Blackboard. That import feature is actually there in case you would like to share your rubric with your colleagues and give it to them. They can then import that into their course, or if you navigate to this website that is run by Blackboard, there are several hundred different rubrics that are available for you to download and tweak to get you started. And so once you download them, then you can use that import feature. But for this example, we are going to just create one from scratch so you guys can get a feel for how easy it really is. So we're going to click Create Rubric. We're going to call this Example, and we can add a description if that's something that we want to do. And as you can see, it's giving us a basic setup here. Now you can have your rubrics have no points whatsoever, or point valued, point range, percentage, or a percentage range. So it's really up to you on how you would like to score the students. For this particular example, I'm honestly going to just show you a quick point range so that you can get an idea of how this is going to look. So point range, and it's for novice, it's going to be 0 to 59, and then 60 to 69, 70 to 79, and as you can see, I'm out of columns. So what I need to do is come over here and add a column, and I'm going to go 80 to 89, and I need one more column, 90 to 100. Now, clearly these aren't the names of what I want them to say. I'm actually just going to have these reflect the letter grade, so I'm actually going to say 59 to 0, parentheses, F, save. I'm going to say 69 to 60, parentheses, D, edit. 79 to 70, C, parentheses, C. 89 to 80, B. And finally, 100 to 90, A. And I need to save. Okay, and these are the exact same, can be manipulated in the exact same way. So if I don't want it to be called formatting, I want it to be called promptness and initiative. Save. Okay, I can simply do that. And if I need to add a row, I do the exact same thing. For this quick example, though, I'm going to delete the rest of these rows because we're just going to have this for our example. And I have a Word document over here that has my criteria that I'd like, so I'm just going to hit copy and I'm going to paste it in where it goes so that the students can see exactly what I expect to get that particular point range. There we go. This is a little bit of work at the beginning, but in the end it's going to save you double that amount of time. I think you're going to find a real benefit to using rubrics, not just for your assignments, but also for your discussion boards. Okay, so there we go. Total points, 100. We're ready to submit this. And there it is. And it will stay there for us to attach to certain items. So, let's just go into a blank week here. And we're just going to go in here to this assignments folder. We're going to build an assignment, we're going to build an assignment, example 1. Okay, and please write 500 words on Obama, or whatever it is that you want them to work on. Okay, you can attach files if you want. You can say how many points this project's worth, 100. And then this is the beautiful part. Associate a rubric. We're going to select rubric. This is talking to the one that we already have. Submit. Okay. And this part over here is quite nice. Do you want to show the rubric to the students? And in this case, yes, I do. I want to show them the rubric with the scores. Okay. And so here we go. You can get all your other details that you would normally provide, etc., and hit submit. So now that rubric is now attached to that assignment. Okay. And to show you kind of what that looks like from a student perspective, I'm just going to go ahead and go into student preview mode real quick and show you. Oh, I can't. Hang on one second. I don't have week 6 available. One second. Let me show the link. Okay, there we go. And this is what your students see. They say, oh, I can look at the rubric right here. And this is how I'm going to be scored. Okay, so that's very handy for them. I'm just going to go ahead and write my submission in here. This is an example. Oops. Okay. And submit. Okay. So here we go. That's done. So as an instructor, what do I see? Well, I'm going to keep erase user for now. Okay. I'm going to go to the Grade Center as the instructor. I'm going to find that particular assignment, example 1 that we've just created, and I'm going to see the attempt. This is an example, so this is what I wrote. Okay, I'm going to, as the instructor, I'm going to click this little button over here that drops down, and I can say grade by this example by using this rubric. Yes, I want to do that. It's going to load my rubric right there for me. So now I can read on the fly, and I can give myself, of course, a perfect score, and I can also give myself feedback. Great job. Okay, and there we go. Save rubric. The rubric automatically updates the score. I hit submit, and now you're ready to move on to the next student. So that's how that particular function works from the grading aspect. How do you get the rubric out into another course? Well, we simply go to Package and Utilities, Export, Export Package, scroll down to Rubrics, just check that box, click Submit. Now, this process can take a few minutes, depending on how many rubrics you have. You can hit this refresh button here, and it will eventually show up there for you to download onto your actual PC. And you also will get an email notification of when that export has completed successfully. So there it is. This is just my rubric. I'm going to click on this drop down, and this is confusing. It does say open. Really, that should say save, because that's the function that it's going to do, and it's actually saving right to my downloads. Okay, and so now we can go to another course, and we can simply pick any old course that we want to go into. Go down to Package and Utilities, Import Package, click the Import Package button, browse the computer. A quick way to do this, because if you have a lot of stuff in your downloads folder like I do, you can click in this search bar and then click Date Modified, and then choose today's date, and that will help you to quickly see what you've downloaded just today. You're going to scroll down, click on Rubrics, hit Submit, and as you can see, it's giving me a nice yellow banner saying, hey, this is in process. We'll let you know when it's done. Alright, and you can use the refresh button in the course navigation to click on it, and then eventually it will show up there for you. Shouldn't take very long because it's just one small file. You can also look by date modified. We can also check rubrics real quick just to see if it actually already went in there. Go to Course Tools, Rubrics. As you can see, we have a bunch in here. And there it is, example, March 12th, 2015. So that's ready for us to use. So I hope that you guys find this video helpful as far as how to create, export, and use rubrics in general.